Let's do a sound check real quick. See if we have sound. Do we have sound? Sound works. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to 808 State Life. It's been a while again. Today, we're going to talk about drones when you go shopping and what you actually need to know while you go shopping for it. So I decided to go for that one because I received so many emails from people asking me all kinds of stuff. But let's see. We have Stephen Winters in the house. We have JR Poach on the loose. What's up, my man? We have Adrian, and we have NGA Outdoors. Aloha, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you so much for swinging by. I see already there's a lot of people actually waiting. They were waiting already for it. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. There we go. So, what's up, everybody? And Fox Fader, what's up, my man? So today I'm going to talk about this whole thing about drones. I brought up pretty much like all my drones that I have, everything that I could think of, and I was going actually through it with my wife. So my wife actually helped me prepare for this live stream because I asked her, if you would like to buy a drone, what would you go for? And she just simply said, what is it for? That is one of the best questions that you can actually ask. Aloha, everybody. Thomas Belmont. We have Chad B. What's up, everybody? I appreciate you guys. So her question was, what do you actually need it for? What is it for? And I told her, I said, that's one of the best questions that you could ask because it should be your first question because it will answer plenty of the other questions that you're going to have afterwards. So first of all, you need to know what you're going to do this drone for. Plenty of people want to just go for hobby. Just fly around, go to the park, have fun, and pretty much just think about what you want it for. Since DJI FPV came out with theirs one, there is now a new player in the field where you don't have to build, you don't have to do anything else. You can just jump straight into that FPV field with a lot of security functions on this drone itself. I fly the hell out of this thing, and yeah, so you can actually look into those things. Once you figure out what it's for, you want it for recreational purposes and all that stuff, you need to educate yourself next. Because if you are just simply doing recreational part, you need to learn the FAA rules. There are rules within the United States, at least, and many other countries that have rules regarding flying drones. Those rules, you need to educate yourself where you're at. It's the same like when you go travel, you go fly somewhere else, you're going to educate yourself about the driving habits of other people. Can you use your driver's license there? What are the street rules over there? The same thing counts for drones. Whatever country you're in, whatever area you're going to be flying at, educate yourself first before you get into trouble. Because the FAA in the United States, for an example, if you do get banged for it, you can actually look at federal time. And I would not want to do any time in prison, guys. I would not to. What's up, Uncle DK808? How you guys doing? And Adrian Hines, I hope you received your filters that I sent out to you. I have a few things that I'm going to be giving away today too, because I had some proceeds that were actually abundant from the channel itself. Like you guys most likely know already, I do not try to make profit off this channel. So therefore, whatever profit I make, I will reinvest to give away on live streams. And I have a special giveaway, and I'm going to announce the requirements for that afterwards. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. I know it's been a while since I came on. I got promoted at my job and I had to go through OJT and we had a COVID outbreak. So it's been a hectic past 2 months. So now I'm back at it, and I was editing before I came here, and now I'm going to do the live stream. Then I'm going to return to editing, and I'm going to throw out a couple more episodes for you guys. Okay, so now after the educational part, once you figure out that you either want to do it for make money, you want to fly the drone for recreational purposes, or whatever it is, real estate and all that stuff, whenever you fly a drone with the purpose of making money in the United States, you need an Part 107 license. That license you need to take, it's going to be good for 2 years, and educate yourself. you have to practice for the course first. You have to sign up for it. You have to pay for it. You have to do all these crazy things just in order to get those things going, so you don't face any penalties afterwards. Next on the list is, because most likely when you get into this drone thing, and anybody that flies a drone and becomes a drone enthusiast, you can ask them, they're all going to talk to you about the rabbit hole. So the rabbit hole is pretty much, once you learn how to fly this thing and you bought your first drone and you have fun with it and you fly it all over, and now you educated yourself a little, and now you want a little bit more, or there's another drone that is actually pretty affordable for you. The next thing that you're going to ask yourself is, what is my budget? What can I afford? Do I want to go for a $299 fly mode combo on this thing? Do I want to go for a $500 fly mode combo for this thing? Do I want to go for a $1,500 fly mode combo for this thing? Or do I want to go with a $2,000 fly mode combo with this thing? You have to look at your budget. Budget-wise, you have a lot more drones out there than the ones that you see here. These ones were my choice. And as you see, this desk is full. This is called the rabbit hole. You're like super deep into it because you have all these accessories and all these extras that come up. First extra that most people are going to tell you that have drones or anything RC is batteries. You need batteries like crazy. Like, you need plenty of batteries. There's all these batteries. They are for this drone. There's all these batteries. They are for that drone. There's all, let's look right here. There's all these batteries that are for this drone. So you're going to need a lot of batteries. A lot of batteries means there's a lot of weight. In order for carry all this stuff, you need storage. So you see where I'm going with this? This is pretty much what it is. 87 knots, what's up, my man? And we have TJ drones and more. No way I made it. Hello. Yes, you did make it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that is here today. And like I said, we're talking about all this stuff. So the first thing that I want to give away is today is for all of you guys that are here. If you do have an Autel EVO I, not Autel EVO II version 1, which is nowadays version 1, version 2. If you have an Autel EVO I, let me post my email address in the bottom over here. I have so much stuff on my desk over here. Let's see. Let's do this. This is my email address, guys. So it is right in here. This is my email address. So within 24 hours of this live stream, you guys need to send me a picture of you and your Autel EVO I drone. That is to give away a set of propellers. This is the set of propellers for you that I have here, right over here. I bought this set just to give away for you guys. So send it to that email, this email right here, this email right here. Send me a picture of you with your Autel EVO I. Send a picture with it, and I'll send you these, okay? So the first person that actually sends me that email together with a picture of himself with the Autel EVO I will receive those propellers. I'm going to answer you to it, and I also will try and answer everybody else who actually emails me that I'm sorry, but you didn't win it because somebody was faster than you, okay? So this would be my first giveaway already. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I know it's Autel EVO I propellers, not 2. But I have a few more things that I would like to give away, okay? So the things that I will be giving away actually have to do with everything that is here that you see on this table. So if you want to win something for the DJI FPV, or you want to win something for the Mavic series, you'll just stay tuned and I'll tell you what you can do to do it, okay? Next thing that you got to realize is, storage-wise, how big of a storage do you want to go and what do you want to take with you? Because once you start getting into the rabbit hole, now it will be hard to decide which drone do you actually prefer. Every drone has their own characteristics. Every drone has their own camera. Every drone has their own ND filters. ND filters are a must and should be also already considered within the purchase of a new drone. See this? This is ND filters. This is just for all these drones that are here. It's for the Autel EVO II Pro. It's for the Mavic Mini right here over here, the DJI FPV, for the Mavic Pro. There's another one right here. Oh, this one is for the Parrot Anafi. Another one for the Mavic 2 Pro. So you're going to end up having a lot of accessories. So ND filters are, in my eyes, a must if you want best quality of your picture, of your imagery, and if you don't really care for auto settings, if you stay with manual settings and all that stuff. So that's pretty much, you know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. So you really want to, Fox Fader said, Photoshop, hurry up and load. He wants to Photoshop. Hey, if that's what you're gonna do, Autel EVO 1, and you put an Autel EVO 1 in your Photoshop, hey, I'm cool with it. Like I said, it's a picture of you with an Autel EVO 1. Send it to my email. Okay. So, anyways, but if you want the best thing out of your drone and you want the best image quality and you're not so much into that auto stuff, I would highly suggest go with ND filters. ND filters are a must. There's a lot of good companies out there. Freewheel, Pro. What is the other one called? Low Pro, whatever. There's so many companies out there. I can't even mark them all. But I usually prefer to have either the originals that come, like Autel brought out their own, Skyread brought out their own 40 Autel. And then we have the Freewheels that go for this one. And you have the, what is the other one? Polar Pro? I think Polar Pro they're called. For the Mavic Mini. So there's a lot of ND filters out there that are really good, and there's a lot of good YouTube channels that actually show you which ones there are. Next on the list is your controllers. Your controllers are the brain of this drone. Without the controller, you're not going to be able to fly your drone. There's a controller for the Parrot Anafi, for the DJI FPV, for the Mavic series, for the Mavic Mini, for the Autel controller. So now, I mean, for the Autel drone, so now you're going to end up having all these controllers, and you're going to start spending money on, for an example, DJI FPV. You see these sticks right here, if you can see it. These sticks are for the DJI FPV. They're a little bit more extended sticks so that you have a little bit longer range. They come in this package. They're like $5, whatever. They're a little bit longer than the original ones. So if you have shorter thumbs, like I have really wide hands but shorter fingers. So I really appreciate the longer range of these. So I don't know, it just feels better. But you're going to start getting accessories like DJI Mavic Series, Skyfire Aerial controller mount kit. So you can put, for an example, my monitor, my holder for my phone right here, my holder for my phone on top of these things, so that I always have some extra stuff. So these ones are extras now. So this is what I mean with the rabbit hole. These ones are all things that you don't consider when you go and you actually go shopping for a drone, because most likely people just think, okay, I'm going to pick up this package, the Fly Mode combo. It just comes in this box, and that's it. No, it's not. There's so much more to it. You need storage cases for it. I have, for an example, the soft boxes right here, which is usually a camera bag. And in that camera bag, I can just drop my Autel EVO II Pro inside. Now, my drone is inside here, so I can carry it around. I have backpacks where actually it fits the FPV on the top together with its controller and the ND filter. I have the Autel EVO II Pro in the bottom. I have a couple batteries inside there. My controller fits on the side. And I have the triple tech screen on the side over here. That is a backpack with 2 drones already. So now you have to think about it that some people are jealous of that stuff. So they might want to try and steal it. So keep an eye on it. Don't leave it in your car. Don't leave it sitting around. Now, if you drive around and you have a car and you don't intend to go anywhere else, you have hard cases, storage. This is just one hard case for the Autel EVO II Pro, and it's the GPC case. So these hard cases are made for all these drones as well, but then now you have all these hard cases. They take up a lot of space, but you have locks on it that you can throw on it. You can do all these extra things that you can put on it. There's so many accessories. Like I said, the rabbit hole is nearly endless. These accessories, you need to know now, what do you really want it for? Do I want accessories just because I want them? Or do I want accessories because I need them? Like my controller sticks, for example, as I explained it, my hands are huge widely, but they're kind of short. But my thumbs are a little bit shorter. So I like the longer version of these sticks. The other part that I really prefer is Skyfire Aerial, made for the Autel EVO II, for the Autel controller itself, for the drone. They made these great little mount kits that you can put on your triple tech. So let's say my triple tech is on this and I don't want it anymore. So instead of having to fidget around with it, I'll just move it over and I have it on my Mavic 2 Pro now. I'll take this part off right over here, which is my phone holder, which I was using prior to fly my drone, but now I prefer to have the triple tech, and I'm going to be able to just mount my triple tech monitor on top of this really fast without having any problems with it. And it's got to be solid. Like, it's really solid. It's really fast, and you can adjust it, and it just feels so much better too, and it looks cool. Like, it looks really professional. You show up to a gig with this trying to make money, people are going to look at this stuff and they go like, "Ooh, this dude knows what he's doing." You know what I mean? This dude really knows what he's doing. Okay, let me fly through the chat real quick. I've seen a couple people send me some stuff. And I thought golf was an expensive hobby, right? That's the thing about it. It's like most of the time people do not think about, when I go shopping for a drone, I just gonna pick up this Fly Mode combo, $400, or what is it right now, $699 for the Air 2S or something, or no, the Fly Mode combo for the Mini 2 is like what, $599. So you're thinking, okay, I get 3 batteries with it and I get my drone, but you forgot about the ND filters, which is another $80. You forgot about the storage case, which is probably around, it ranges between $20 to $80, up to $200 for a hard case. So now you're coming closer to the $1,000 range. And then besides that, you have all these controller mounts, you have these extra decal skins, like for an example, my DJI FPV right over here, when you look at it, which is mounted on my little head here. So this is the part when you look at it. There's decal kits that you can buy. Decal kits, I was asked the last time. I use the one from Decal Girl. If you guys haven't heard about it yet, just look it up on Google, Decal Girl for controller kits and stuff. It's really good, and it feels really good too. I haven't been able to put it on the shell yet, because this one is the original shell. I like the green shell because sometimes I fly visual line of sight without using the goggles on my FPV, and I do that when I have another camera mounted on the top, and I don't know, but I actually can fly with that. So I need the bright green so I can actually see her. So I haven't put it on the body yet. But there is the whole decal kit for the FPV drone and stuff is all included from Decal Girl, and it feels really good. Plus, you have multiple attempts while you try to slowly fit it that everything goes on the right way into the right openings and stuff. So you can slowly peel it back off without the sticker breaking. I had a couple other ones that I bought from somewhere else, and I tried them on, and as soon as it grabs to the plastic, and you try to pull it back off, it either wrinkles or it rips, or it's like really strong adhesive. And Decal Girl is one of the best in my eyes. So I bought like three different ones throughout my whole time that I'm flying drone. I had one for my old Paradigm Alpha, and I bought one for this, and then I bought a second one for this, but I like this one, so I just kept it. So this is all these accessories that come with it. Now, the question will be, which accessories do you really need for yourself? And that's pretty much like preference. It's preference for everybody else. Like, some people don't like to have the controller mount from this. They rather prefer the lift door mount, or they would prefer just to use it as it is because they just don't want to invest another $150 into a Skyfly area or a lift door mount or whatever. They're just happy with what they have. I'm telling you though, once you get enthusiastic about it, you will spend more money on it, and you're going to see accessories and you're going to be like, oh, this looks so good. Oh, I really want to try this. Some accessories are really good. For an example, this accessory right here is for the DJI FPV batteries. So this accessory right here was a STL file that I actually found online, and this is actually made for the DJI FPV drone batteries holder. So this is the original charger, how it came, and then you have this STL file right here, like this, where it fits these batteries inside there. Okay, so these batteries. Oh, JR, what are you doing? JR, good to see you back. What do you think will happen with the drone hobby after remote ID will be implemented? You think we should wait and don't expended money by other drones or accessories? To be honest, this whole remote ID thing is still subject to change. There will be something that is going to come out with that, and I'm pretty sure of it. In my eyes, personally, though, it's not going to hold me back of buying any accessories or buying anything for my drones, because Add-on wise, I think that the manufacturers, because you have to, okay, let's start again with this whole thing. You have to remember now, remote ID, for those who don't know, remote ID will come out, I think it's 2 years from now. It's been like roughly a year that they announced it. 2 years from now, it will be coming out that manufacturers actually got to have an idea of what they want you to do, what they want to do with the remote ID to meet specifications, to meet requirements on what the remote ID, what the FAA is imposing on everybody. What they want to do is that other companies and law enforcement departments and everybody has an idea of, okay, there's a drone up in the sky. Let's look right now where it's at. And with this remote ID, it's going to give a signal, a way of who's the one registered to that remote ID. And it has to be that the drone has to transmit that, either the drone or they don't even know yet. But at first they said it's got to be the controller. Then they said if it's not the controller, got to be the drone, that it tells you where it took off from and where it's going or where it landed, so that they can look from there to look where it's at. So remote ID is not fully ripened yet. It's not fully developed yet. So they don't even freaking know. So they're going to throw out something else. Guarantee company's going to come out with a small module. I mean, we look at these days, look at your cell phone. I mean, your cell phone alone is already like super high advanced technology wise. So they're going to come out with a small attachment. You can put it onto your drone. Guarantee for drones like these, like the Mavic 2 Pro, that don't even have remote ID. And it's going to be on top of this, and it's going to probably hook up to GPS, or it's going to hook up to your controller, or it might be even in the app itself. Now you have to share your location. With that sharing of location in the app itself, it's going to transmit this stuff. So we don't know yet what they're going to come out with. But for me personally, I have no problems with remote ID, and I think it actually is going to be good, because it's going to punish a lot more idiots and people that actually want to intentionally violate the rules just to get the shot. And I think that's bad, because sooner or later, it just only takes one. You got to remember now, it's usually always, it only takes one dummy that is going to do something really stupid just because he wants to get the shot. And then before you know it, he ends up flying 150 feet away from the airport. A plane comes in, is trying to land, and it's going to kill 200 people. On that plane of the 200 people, just was your auntie. There was your sister. There was your brother with his kids. You know what I mean? You don't want this dummy be there. So you want FAA be able to actually intercept that person before they do something stupid. You know, so it's going to be okay. And as long, like I said, as long as you don't do anything wrong, you educate yourself, you follow the guidelines, you follow, it's the same like driving a car. You can't drive drunk. You can't go over the speed limit. Police is going to come and catch you. Remote ID is just an add-on to all this stuff, and people will sooner or later get used to it. And it's usually what it is. I'm actually a fan of it. I like it, and as long as there's control, you know, and not abuse of that authority or restrictive authority. Like, for an example, geofencing. Why does DJI take it upon themselves that they say, hey, you can't fly here. It's a flight restricted area. Why don't you leave it up to me? You know, it's the same with the seatbelt. Geofencing is like a seatbelt. You're driving a car, you choose if you want to use that seatbelt or not. So now if you don't use that seatbelt and you're going past your limitations, you're going to eat it, you know? And the question is how bad. So I think it should be left over to everybody else, how they're going to use it. But I'm not concerned about remote ID. I actually think that people are going to get used to it. And accessory-wise and stuff, I'll still go and buy accessories. You know, if I can afford it, I'm not the richest person in the world. But if I can afford it, then I definitely going to do it. You know what I mean? So to get back to DJI FPV, this was the battery holder. It's an STL file. So I had a friend of mine make me one, okay? I only have 3 batteries. So if you have a DJI FPV drone, okay, then you need to send me a picture of that with you to my email, because I'm going to send you one of these. This is the battery holder. I have 2. My friend made me 2. So this is pretty much it. This is the battery holder for the DJI FPV. The power supply slides in here, and you can put 3 batteries, and it's pretty neat. I like it. I really like it. It makes it so much easier to just plug in the batteries and take them back out. The only problem that you're going to have with that is if you have these battery bumpers. These ones are like battery bumpers. They go in the back of the battery. That's if you manually land. It prevents the battery of getting like scratched up or dinged up, because some people, they land pretty hard or they slide while they land. So these battery bumpers, they go in the back of the battery. These ones were made by Original Dobo, so I bought them from his Etsy store. The problem is, once you have those on, they don't fit in here. So since I'm not an FPV pro like Original Dobo, I barely use those, you know. So I barely get to use those bumpers. I do use them, and I have no problem with putting them on and off once in a while. It's okay for me, you know. But I'll just leave it like that. So like I said, in this email right over here, if you own a DJI FPV, send me a picture of you with the DJI FPV, labeled 808 state, and I'll send you one of these. Okay, first person to send me that picture will receive one of these. Okay, so where was I? JR, you threw me off with the $10. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that donation. So what else do we have here? We have Adrian Mateo. What's up, my man? How you doing? And we have Batuna, my man. Batuna is my main coffee guy. He always donates to my coffee stuff. So if you guys look in the description of my video, there's love what I do. Buy me a coffee. That is literally really for coffee. I use that for coffee. If you believe it or not, I go once in a while to Starbucks. Or I go. Actually, I don't go to Starbucks anymore. I don't like that coffee really. But we have a couple more coffee shops over here, and I actually do buy coffee from that. I appreciate you, Batuna. Thank you very much. JR, I do like remote ID, but scared me to anyone know my location. Hopefully that changed to law enforcement only. Thanks for the answer. I think it will be for law enforcement, because the thing is that the FAA and all that stuff, I don't think that anybody else, like any Joe Blow, is going to find out what your location is, that it's going to transmit your location. You're always going to have the one person. Technically seen, you can be traced with anything. Your cell phone. You're carrying your cell phone around with you all the time. So if somebody really wants to trace you, they can find you, you know, like they literally can. So JR, do you fly at night? If you do, what light you use for your drone? I barely fly at night, and if I do fly at night, I actually use just these ones right here, because it's usually within the first 30 minutes of the sunset, and that's usually sufficient enough for me, because here in Hawaii, on the Big Island at least, I don't have really like big cityscapes, whatever, where I want to really fly at night. So it's really dark here, and our county here restricts us. But if I would fly with one, because I know somebody who has an Autel EVO II, and I really like it, it's the Foxfire lighting kit. That thing on that, bro, that thing is bright. It's super bright. It blinded me, like literally. I was looking up and I was like, it has strobe, it has constant lighting. He actually was able to film something where he went go closer to something, and it's really good. So for nighttime flying, I actually just use what is here. I don't go over 150 feet, and I always keep an eye on it, so I see which lights are forward facing, which ones are rear facing. So, but I usually don't really fly at night. If I do fly at night, then it's usually like if you watch my video on my channel, the one with the low light power, it was just straight up above me, 50 feet up, and I was looking around what everybody else was blowing up on money wise, like with aerials, and I just was trying to catch that a little bit here and there. Other than that, I don't go higher than like 25 feet, because I just film like a building that has like a nice neon light, and I just film that a little bit. But it's hard, because sometimes you might miss one of the power lines going through, you might miss a tree, and I just don't have the money to crash this drone. You know what I mean? So I prefer not to. Usually I scope it out during daytime. I was like, oh, okay, there's not that many obstacles. I really want to film this. I waited until it comes darker, because here in Hawaii, the sun sets within like 15 minutes. There's no golden hour here. It's like golden quarter. It goes down really quick. So yeah, I barely fly at night. But the Fox Fury lights are really, really good. They have a nice harness. They're adjustable in direction-wise, and they're super bright and last a long time. I know that they're expensive. They're like $199, I think. So got to be careful. How are you, brother? Eat more possum. I'm great, dude. Okay, eat more possum. He's here too. What's up, my man? So, to get back to this whole thing, rabbit hole. Like I said, it's preference. It depends on preference. My opinion is, before you go and shop for a drone, figure out first what your budget is. Second of all, what's the purpose for it? Is it just an addition to your rabbit hole-ness? your rabbit holeness, or is it something that you really need because now you started being recreational? You took your Part 107. Now you want to make money. What is your budget? How far can you go? Air 2S right now, really good drone. It's just, it has geofencing. It's DJI, so it has geofencing. But it's like $1,000 drone with extras and all that stuff, extra batteries and all that. And you actually gonna have really good quality for filming and to make money. And you can actually, like this drone right here is the Mavic 2 Pro. It has paid itself over and over and over for a lot of videographers and area videographers and photographers. They have made 10 drones of these based on the income that they have created with this drone. It's a very powerful camera. Autel EVO II Pro, for example, this thing right here, it pays itself if you have the right contacts, if you have the right jobs, and you have it lined up, and you know what you're doing, and you're flying good with it. This drone can pay for itself within months, if not within weeks, if you know what to do, and if you have the contacts and you have the licensing to do so. From there on out, that's the purpose. So first, budget. Second of all, purpose of the drone. Third, ND filters. You need ND filters. For those of you guys who came late, you need ND filters. There's a lot of ND filters. See this? This is just a small packaging of all these drones that are here. You need ND filters, you know, especially when you look for video editing part. One main thing that people forget before they buy a drone, do you have the hardware to process the video, or do you have to give it to somebody else? I bought this laptop right here, which is an HP. It was on a Black Friday sale. I got it for like $200, and it has, let me look what it has. Maybe I can even share a screen with it. Let's see. Properties. Settings. No, not settings. So properties. Let's see. Under this computer, properties. There we go. Okay, let me pull this over to the other screen, and I want to share the screen. Share screen. There you go. So we're gonna share the screen. I'm gonna share the screen. There you go. Oh, at the screen. So now here you can see. Let me blow this up. No. Do this. Oh, right there. Boom. So let me blow this up real quick. Right here. So now if you look at this computer, this is a laptop. It has a 8 gigs of RAM, 64-bit operating system. It's a 2.4 gigahertz Intel-Core i5 9300. I bought it for $200, guys. Okay, on a Black Friday sale. So that laptop actually can edit with DaVinci Resolve 4K. The video length is limited to like 15 minutes. After that, it starts stuttering a little bit. But most videos that you make, or video clips that you make, are no longer than usually 2 minutes or whatever anyways. You know, real estate and all that stuff. And you can edit on the go if you have one of these wireless mice and mouse, and then you have a keyboard that you like plug in, whatever. That's if you need to use the keyboard, but I usually do. I have my keyboard right over here, plug it in, and it's mobile. And wherever I'm sitting at while I'm waiting for transferring files or whatever, I'm going to use that to edit that. That's on the go. Besides that, I have a station in the house, which is a desktop PC that I built, which has an Intel i7 something, and then I have a RTX 3080 inside there. That thing can render like 6K, you know, but it costs you money. So if you don't know that you have hardware, you should really think about what you're going to use these drones for. Okay, you need hardware to edit the stuff. Some people say, oh, you can use your iPhone. And I know there's a lot of MacBooks and stuff. I'm not an Apple guy. So you're not going to, don't ask me for Apple stuff, guys. I do not know nothing about Apple. Okay. So that is pretty much most of the stuff that you're going to be looking at. Those things, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. You know, like Apple wise, there's too much restriction. Apple and Windows, or Apple and Android, you know, are the two things that are comparison DJI and Autel. Apple has a lot of restrictions, which is the geofencing on this drone. And Android and Windows pretty much like leaves you out in the open, which is pretty much like the Autel EVO II Pro. You know, so that's how I compare it. That's how I would say I compare it. Okay. So you got to look at that as well. Besides all of those things, now you got to think about, okay, how much money do I make? What money do I make with it? Do I have enough money to purchase batteries? These batteries gonna run out after a while. No matter what battery it is, sooner or later they're not going to be able to hold the charge. It's a maintenance thing, just like with your cars. You got to buy new tires, you got to buy new brakes, suspension, oil change. That's your batteries for drones. Okay, if you don't treat your equipment right, your batteries is the one thing that always goes down. Besides that, you have propellers, sometimes motors that burn out, depending on how much your drone fights for it, or if you want to customize your stuff now. Like with cars, you buy new rims, you buy new tires, you know, to make it look better. The same thing happens with drones sometimes. Like the DJI FPV, for an example, has like those plates on the top. Now you can put different propellers, different looks, nicer propellers, cheaper propellers, whatever it is. You're going to be able to customize the stuff. That's where the rabbit hole starts going. But majority wise, most people forget that your batteries are not everlasting. Okay. Like my Paradigm Alpha I had when I first started with it, it's now like what, 3 years, 4 years. It's been, I think, almost 4 years, and I went through like 10 batteries of these. I bought a couple batteries online used from like Facebook groups and stuff, but you got to be careful. Use PayPal just in case the person is trying to rip you off, so you can pull it back. Another good part about it is another thing that you got to think about is that these controllers have integrated batteries. Okay, so if this controller goes, it's like $200. You know, like I know that the Autel EVO II controller is $280. This DJI FPV controller is like $250. So if you smash these, spill drinks over it, or whatever you do with it, or it gets lost, or it gets damaged because you dropped it from the hood of your car, you got to pay the price for it. Okay. And after that, it's pretty much all what you prefer. It's pretty much all the things that you really look into. One thing that I would like to give away right now, which has a great requirement within the next 24 hours. Let me pull up my email again. Somewhere up here. Where did it go? There's my email. Okay. Within the next 24 hours, if you do own a DJI Mavic series, meaning these type of controllers, see this controller right here? This is DJI Mavic series. So they fit for the Mavic, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Mavic 2 Zoom. These ones are I believe it fits for the Mavic Mini as well, because there's a skid plate in the bottom that you can flip around. This, my friend, is the Skyfire Aerial enhancement kit for the Mavic series controllers, and I'm going to give one away to you guys. This is sponsored by Skyfire Aerial itself. Skyfire said that they're going to give one of these away, and it's based on within the next 24 hours to this email right in the bottom right over here. You need to send a picture of yourself with any of your DJI drones that has the Mavic series controller. First person to send it to me will receive one of these Skyfire arrows. I need, of course, your address and all that stuff, but I want to email you back the moment you win that thing. Okay, so send me an email right over there. See that email? And it has to be within 24 hours of the ending of this stream. Okay, so until tomorrow 3 p.m. send me a picture of you holding your Mavic series controller and whatever drone that is connected to it, if you want to win one of these Skyfire aerials. This thing is going to come straight from Skyfire Aerial themselves. I'm going to be emailing with them about it or messaging with them about it, and they're going to send it straight out to you. They're probably going to contact you too based on the attachments, whatever you need. If they don't send you the attachment, just let me know and I'll contact them and I'll buy the attachment for you. How does that sound? Okay. So if they don't include the attachment, I'll send them money so that they can give you the attachment. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Let me, there's so much stuff. Rabbit hole, guys. This desk right now is the rabbit hole, guys. Okay. So 3 things that I gave away, which was the Autel EVO I propellers. And that's now Autel EVO 1. That's not the version 1, you know, it's the Autel EVO 1. Okay. The next thing that I gave away was this battery thing for the DJI FPV, which is a battery holder for the DJI FPV, which I'm going to send to you guys. And of course, the Skyfire Aerial stuff. Okay. So let's check this out. What did you guys write? You plan to discuss the latest release, Autel EVO II version 1 firmware update 2.725 on the next live stream. I haven't updated yet. I hear they added some good features. I had a live stream shortly after that thing went live, which was the beta. It's the same thing. So you can watch that. It shows actually live, not live, but I recorded it literally right before. What functions there are, what is in there, and yeah. So just check that out. Okay. 2.7.25 is in there. I'm actually working on a shorter video too, so you don't have to watch the 1 hour live stream. So that is actually one of the episodes that I'm going to be finishing up. Okay, my friend. So Skyfire Aerial is awesome. Yeah, they are. They're freaking awesome. I think Poster got rid of his lifter mount. He sent it to us so we could give it away over here. Just like that. Gringo Loco. Alrighty. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I could cover pretty much all your questions, whatever you guys had, and cover what I was thinking about based on before you go shopping for a drone, what you should think of. So quick rundown, one more time. Before you go and shop for a drone, make sure you know your budget. Make sure you know what you're going to be using it for. Make sure you know that you have extra money because you're going to need it for batteries, propellers, storage, and extras. Extras meaning extras that are not needed. Oh, and ND filters. So batteries, propellers, ND filters, and storage. Those ones are 4 essential parts that actually come with the drone. Okay. So, wow, I missed the live stream. No, you actually didn't, because you can. There's like a back button. You can use the back button, but you didn't really miss it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I could cover it all. I really totally appreciate all you guys coming by today, and I totally dig it that you guys are such good guys. That's why I give these things away to you guys. Like I said, this channel is not to make profit. Whatever profit I make, I'll give back to you guys in my live streams. Okay, that is one of the things that I really said to myself, and I think it's going to work out great. I think that's going to go good. Does anyone know if I can trust Autelpolit? They have EVO II batteries for $199. Yes, Autelpolit is actually one of the most trusted areas to get information about your Autel, and also can buy stuff. So far as I know, I haven't heard anything bad about it. Like I said, anytime you make a purchase from online, I always would prefer to have a secured site like PayPal, where you can request back for your money, just in case somebody's trying to rip you. You know what I mean? But Autelpolit, I go there a lot on Autelpolit to just check it out for info, for download drivers, for get information from people. There's a lot of helpful people on that website. Autelpolit is, in my eyes, one of the best websites to go for your Autel Evo drone. So, as always, super informative. Aloha. Yeah, I hope it was. I definitely hope it was. I always try, and like I said, this was based on so many emails of people asking me, what do I have to look for? Okay. And I'm glad that I'm back. My schedule is going to change slightly because I have one last week on this schedule. And then after that, I'm going to be starting a new schedule, which actually is going to be in my favor, because I'm going to be able to drop off my kids to school and then do some filming, and afterwards, maybe even start some editing. And then my Saturday live stream is actually going to start an hour early. So after that, it's going to be 1 hour, and then I have to get ready to go work. So it's going to change. My Saturday live streams either going to be 1 or 2 hours early, depending on, I'll figure it out. So it's going to be either at 12 my time or 1 my time. So it's going to go 2 hours prior. Still going to be on Saturdays though. Okay. Foxfitter said they were going for $151 on Amazon a few weeks ago from a good deal. Yes, I seen that too. That was a coupon code, and I think they only had like 150 of those. They were gone in like no time. Those batteries was like poof, like they evaporated in thin air. Okay. Don't forget, COVID-19 is still out there to get you. My place is almost over it. My workplace is almost over it. I had a very, very good friend that was 49 days in the hospital. So please be a nice human. Please don't forget, wash your hands, wear a mask, and take it easy. Be safe, everybody. Love you all. Aloha.